Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Mjfangirl, and you're probably asking where I've been. I've taken a really long break from YouTube. As you guys know, I haven't uploaded since May. I was fully planning on coming back in October, and I still am, but I could not let any more time go by before I posted to acknowledge the recent passing of Tito Jackson. You guys know, if you guys have been watching my channel, I have been a lifelong Jackson 5, Jackson family fan, and the loss of Tito Jackson is just heartbreaking. It's devastating. I want to send my love and deepest condolences out to the Jackson family. I just The news is just shocking and it's saddening, and Tito Jackson was only 70 years old. He recently passed away on September 15th, just 1 month before his birthday, his 71st birthday, I should say. And I just wanted to take some time out to remember him, to talk a little bit about his legacy. Here on this channel, we talk primarily, right, with a Michael Jackson focus, but it's always been one of my goals to talk about the Jackson brothers, the Jackson 5, the Jackson family, and what they've contributed not only to me and my life, but to the entertainment industry as a whole, to inspiring a lot of the artists today and the groups today. Without the Jackson 5 and the Jackson family, a lot of what we see in today's entertainment world just wouldn't have been possible. And so I wanted to take this video to not only refresh you guys' memory about Tito and his legacy and his career as a part of the Jackson 5 and his own solo career, but also to reminisce on some of my favorite Tito Jackson moments. I also just created a playlist a couple days ago, and I'll have it linked down below in the description box, of my personal favorite Tito Jackson moments. Not only Tito, but Jackson 5 moments, really. And those encompass reaction videos to talking about the first time that I saw the Jacksons in concert, which happened to be really the last time that all six brothers were on the stage, I believe, performing. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. Again, before I start this video, my deepest condolences go out to any member of the Jackson family that may come across this video, friends and family, and to anyone who loved Tito. Without Tito Jackson, there would be no Jackson 5, right? He has been credited with being the one to take that risk and play on his father's guitar while he was at work, and he broke the guitar string. And that's how Joseph Jackson discovered that his son had great talent, and that kind of sprung everyone into action, creating the Jackson 5 and all those hard years of work and rehearsals as kids, and to grow up and be legends and have still been performing. I had tickets to go see the Jacksons next year, early next year. I had previous tickets to see them last year, and that show had gotten postponed. I was really looking forward to seeing them next year. So just a devastating loss all around. I can't imagine how his family feels. Let's get into talking about the legacy of Tito Jackson, the Jackson 5. So in 1968, Bobby Taylor of Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers discovered the Jackson 5 and helped to bring them over to Motown, where they were able to audition in front of Berry Gordy. It was not long after that they were signed and released their debut single, four of which, the first singles, all went to #1, hitting a record. They exploded onto the pop and R&B charts here in 1969 with I Want You Back. That was the first one. And then the follow-up singles, ABC, The Love You Save, and I'll Be There, all made it to #1, which set a record, you guys. The Jackson 5 were the only group to have its four first records reach #1 at the charts, on the charts at that time. I'm going to read a quote from Berry Gordy's autobiography. Berry Gordy, the founder of Motown, wrote, "Their hard work was unconditional and they were willing to sweat to perfection. Versatile, dynamic performers, the Jackson brothers soaked up all the training and advice the Motown hit-making machine offered. With an unmatched crossover appeal, the group's singles hit the pop and R&B charts without fail." Jackson 5 were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1997, and three of their singles, including I Want You Back, I'll Be There, and ABC were all inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. And Tito was most well known for being the guitarist. Let's pull up some photos here as we talk about Tito. He was known for being the guitarist of the group, and his bass low voice was used to balance out the high pitches of the other brothers. One of my favorite songs where you can really hear Tito Jackson's voice is I'll Bet You. Download that song. It's called I'll Bet You, or you can stream it here on YouTube or on any of your streaming music apps. Yeah, I love the songs where you can really hear Tito's his bass, because you can hear like the low voice that he had, and it really stood out in some of those earlier songs and some of the later songs too. I'm going to read a little bit of what I see here on the Jacksons official website about Tito. Tito Jackson, he was born on October 15th, 1953 in Gary, Indiana, and he is the third child born in the Jackson family. He was the third child after Rebe and Jackie. Performing as a guitarist for the Jackson 5, he used his low voice to balance out the high pitches of the older brothers. Tito says he inherited his talent from his father, often given credit for the start of the Jackson 5. Joseph led a blues band called the Falcons, and he one day discovered a broken string on his guitar and realized that Tito had been playing it daily at 8 years old. He asked Tito to play the guitar for him and was impressed by his talents as well as the vocals of his sons, Jackie and Jermaine. He envisioned a singing group for his sons, and soon in 1967, the lineup became the Jackson 5. Tito has accomplished so many amazing, incredible achievements. The Jackson 5 had their own cartoon back in the day. Shout out to you if you watched it. I actually grew up on reruns of it. They used to play reruns of the Jackson 5 cartoon in the 90s on BET. And then later on, they actually re-released a DVD of both seasons. So I have that on DVD. The Jacksons, as I said, were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Tito Jackson was married pretty young and was married to Dee Dee Jackson, his high school sweetheart. Out of that marriage, he had his 3 sons, Taj, Terrell, and TJ. And one of the things that he said that he was most proud of in this world was being a father to them, thinking of them heavily at this time. I know that he also played a great hand in not only introducing them to show business, but also later on in life, he actually took the time out to do his own album. And we'll get into talking a lot about that later on in this video. But I thought it was really admirable that he took that time to devote to being a part of the Jackson 5, but also being a husband and a father to his children. And he was one of the Jacksons that waited the longest to release a solo project. And then finally, in I believe it was 2015 or 16, he released his album It's Tito Time, his solo album. He played a lot of blues music in his later years. And according to the Jacksons website, it says that Tito joined his brothers and sisters in 2016 and scored his first solo hit on the Billboard charts with the single Get It Baby, becoming the 9th and final Jackson family sibling to place a solo single on the charts, which I think is super, super cool. And then his second album came out called Under Your Spell, which has one of my favorite songs on it, One Way Street. That was released in 2021 and features an array of guests. I believe George Benson is on there, Marlon Jackson is on there, Grady Champion, Claudette King, Eddie Levert is on there, Stevie Wonder, Stephen Powell, Bobby Rush, among others. Comment down below if you guys have a favorite song from that album or a favorite song where Tito appears. Some of my greatest memories that have to do with Tito Jackson just revolve around like discovering the Jacksons and the Jackson 5 during my middle school years and my teenage years. I was always the kid that had the Jackson 5 pictures and cutouts in my binder and in my locker, and I had old copies of Right On magazine. The Jackson 5 and the Jackson family meant so much to Black America, especially at that time. And even now, they were a representation of a wholesome and successful family that worked together, that sang about positive subjects. And I believe that really made and left a lasting impact on so many generations. I was born in 1987. For me, I was pretty well past the stage of the Jacksons being a group, Jackson 5 being a group, right? I was born literally a couple months before Michael Jackson's Bad album came out. But for me, growing up, having a group like the Jacksons to look up to was really special. And Tito always stood out as the one that was calm, cool, and collected. And I just always wanted to meet him. That was on my bucket list. I wanted to meet all of the brothers. Really have not had a chance to meet any of them. I have met Jermaine, but I was really looking forward to an opportunity to maybe meet them or chat it up with them. They all just seem so down to earth, but I just loved Tito. He always seemed like just a fun uncle. I recently went to Thriller Nights, the Heal LA Foundation party. That was, I shouldn't say party because it's really a fundraising event thrown by Heal LA. And a lot of it, sometimes they were in partnership with the Tito Jackson Foundation, which was launched by Tito's sons. And Tito was there. I think it was either at the first night or the second night. It had to be the first night. Or was he there the second night? I have no idea, but I know that he was in costume. And I was so bummed when I found out later from friends that he was there and they got to meet him. I was just like, wait, where was I? Probably filming a vlog for YouTube. But yeah, just such a lasting impact that they all made on the world. I've really enjoyed watching Tito Jackson blossom into like his own artist. And I think one of the last times that I watched him was on the Kelly Clarkson show. He was like a guest host and they would go back and forth. And I really wanted to find that for this episode here that I'm posting today. I wanted to find that episode of the Kelly Clarkson show because I have it on my DVR. I'm not sure if I can get it off. It had to be in the last year or two that they did that. And I just remember watching it. It was so much fun to see him interact and go back and forth with Kelly Clarkson. And he performed a song. I believe he performed Love One Another, which was his way of talking about what was going on in the world and trying to spread love. And he dedicated that song to his mother, Katherine Jackson, who we're also thinking about at this time. This is just a photo here of all the Jackson brothers and their father. It's just so surreal because when you think about, like I said, the Jacksons' legacy and their impact on the world and everything, sometimes people just seem like superheroes and they seem like invincible in a way. Like you never really think about reality without them there. And yeah, just a sad time to just think about the fact that Tito is no longer with us. I do feel fortunate that I was able to see the Jacksons in concert. This was a photo from one of those shows. I went to the one on September 10th in 2001. They had also performed on September 7th, I believe. I believe it was the 7th and the 10th. I went to the one on the 10th. Was able to see the Jacksons live, and this was like one of my favorite nights of my life. Seriously, like one of the best nights ever. And I have since gone on to see the Jacksons several times in concert after Michael's passing. This is just a photo of Tito and his sons. I thought I had a picture in here. I guess I didn't have it, but there was another picture that I had included of the Jacksons on the Unity tour, which was Tito, Jermaine, Marlon, and Jackie, and they were performing at different places around the world since 2011, and they have been since performing, you guys. I've seen them like probably 4 or 5 times. I went to see them in Atlantic City. I saw them at the Apollo Theater in New York. I saw them in Brooklyn at Coney Island. They did a free show, and I was front row and center. Saw them again in Jersey. Yeah, and I was really looking forward to being able to see, and who knows, I'm not sure if they will tour again or what the situation was, but I just loved that on those recent shows that Tito was really like, he was always behind the guitar when his dance moves were always a little bit limited because he was there with the guitar, so he had like always a modified version of the steps. But I just really loved these last few years because you see that he's singing a lot more and it just seems so fun. And Terrell, his son as well, joined them on a lot of the different shows recently. So I was super looking forward to seeing them together. Whenever I've seen any of his sons or any of the Jackson family members, but really any of his sons talk about him, they always lit up. So that just shows the love and that they had for him. And they always said that he was just the best dad. And so, yeah, I wanted to take that time out to talk about his legacy, to remember him. And now I think it'd be really fun to get into watching some of my favorite moments. So again, thank you guys for listening to this first part of the video. Again, let's remember Tito Jackson, all that he contributed to the music industry, to the world, to his family, with the positive messages he was spreading in the last several years of his life, especially. I thought it was just awesome. And yeah, let's get into some of my favorite Tito Jackson moments. All right, you guys, let's get into this first part of the video. Here is one of my favorite moments. It's a performance on the Carol Burnett show of Forever Came Today.
Anybody named Jackson has got to wind up on top. Anybody named Jackson has got to be the cream of the crop. There's Andrew Jackson and Stonewall Jackson, and Glenda Jackson, and Mahalia Jackson, and Shoeless Joe Jackson. Or didn't you know that Shoeless Joe from Hannibal Moore? Oh, anybody named Jackson has gotta be glad he's alive. Is there anybody named Jackson around?
I love this. It's so cool. Or should I say groovy?
Anybody named Jackson has gotta be a friend of mine. Oh, anybody named Jackson has gotta let his little light shine. Here's Jackie Jackson and Tito Jackson. The swingin'est Jackson.
The swingin'est Jackson.
The dancing'est Jackson. And Michael Jackson. The skinniest Jackson. And Randy Jackson. The cutest Jackson. Let on me, mama. Jacksons, Jacksons, Jacksons everywhere. Anybody named Jackson has gotta be outside. You've got five guys named Jackson
around.
Everything is gonna be
One thing I wish about this angle is I wish that they were showing everyone. They focus in on the dancing, which is cool. You see Mike coming to the front. Here's Tito. So just to give some context to this really quick, I just wanted to mention that typically Jermaine was standing to Michael's left, but this performance was done right before they left for Epic Records. And so this is like at the point where Jermaine decided that he was staying. And so Randy is now in the group. And yeah, it's just later in the game. So that's why Tito is now in what would have been Jermaine's spot. Fun fact, a friend and I learned this choreography and went to go teach this to other fellow fans. We charged them $10 each to come to our dance class. I was not a professional, but I was so inspired and I loved this song and I thought it was so cool. Love the guitar. But my favorite part really is like how they introduce themselves. And how Tito was the swingin'est Jackson. A little bit of 70s lingo there for you guys. I always wish that they would perform this later. I know this is a lot of work, so this type of song, like fast-paced like this, with dancers like that, but always one of my favorite tracks for sure. There they go with the bow. Comment down below. What do you guys think of that track? You could also watch another video that I did about that song. I did a whole reaction video to it, and it's in my Jackson 5 playlist, like I had mentioned to you guys. Now, another video that I wanted to share. This is a video that is pretty recent. It's actually an interview with Wendy Williams. And I know a lot of you guys may or may not like the show. I was a big fan of the show.
Our first guest made history as a part of
Joey
the
showed love
Jackson
to the
5.
Jacksons.
And after
Joey showed love to the Jacksons from what I saw. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But I loved this interview. Let's watch this interview with Tito. This is from, I believe, 8 or 9 years ago.
decades of releasing music with his brothers, he's come out with his very first solo album. It's called Tito Time. Please welcome, it's Tito Time! Yay!
It's got to be 8 years ago because she said his first solo album. So let's check it out.
Thank you. Have a seat.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, your hat is on your thing. This is a Tito hat.
Yes, it's a bowler.
Yes, a bowler.
Yes, it's on the cross.
Can you put your feet on those feet? We can give you some Tito shoe cam.
Sure.
Yes, Tito. So it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I love all things Jackson.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
you love everything that's Wendy.
Well, I'm just saying, Tito. How's the family?
The family is fine, Wendy.
Good. Listen, how's your dad?
My dad's doing a lot better. He's home now.
He was in the... Joe was hospitalized for what they were saying was pneumonia.
Yes.
And that was about 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And your father, like my father, is in his 80s.
Yes.
And so every day is precious.
Every day is a gift.
Yes.
Every day.
Yeah. Now, Tito, you look scared. Are you scared?
Not at all.
Don't be scared, Tito.
I'm not scared, baby.
Okay.
I just want to say, my friends and I, we talk about you all the time, how beautiful you are.
Oh, thank you,
And
Tito.
I told them I was coming on your show. You know,
Thank you, Tito.
I'm not scared. I've been waiting to come up here and rap to you, baby.
Okay. Ow.
Okay, Tito.
It's Tito time.
I thought that was a cute
Tito,
moment.
Okay, all right. I watched your boys on their reality show, and I thought it was really cute.
Thank you.
Although I was upset that they did it, because I don't feel like we need to be exposed to the Jackson secrets. Reality TV.
I love that show.
But
No, Wendy, I disagree.
so, TJ, who's the one in the blue pants, everybody. TJ is the guardian of Michael's children.
Yes.
Now, TJ is a young man himself with his own wife and his own children.
Yes.
How did that all happen?
It was a decision by the family. My mom had looked at the family and she was trying to find something more stable. And she had told me that she would have considered myself, but I wasn't married. And she wanted the kids to be with a married couple.
Oh, old school.
TJ is well balanced. He has his own children. And he's a bright young man.
Yeah.
And he can handle the job. Just
Now, how old is TJ now?
TJ's 37.
37. So you're not married.
No.
Now, I remember you were married at one point, but
Yes.
are you in love? Are you dating? What's your love? How you doing?
I'm just hanging. I'm doing my music right now, and it's the most important thing in my life. I waited a while to do Tito Time and raising my sons. I got married at a very young age, and
Yes.
I had 3 boys. I wanted to be a father instead of chasing a Jackson 5 career and a Tito Jackson solo career and trying to be a husband and a father is too much. So I said I have all the time in the world to do Tito Time, so now it's the time.
It's weird because when I realized that this is your first solo album, I said, gosh, some of your siblings have already put out solo albums.
Yes.
And you're like the last to do it. How old, I mean, if you don't mind,
Sure.
how old are you?
62.
62?
Yeah.
You look really good,
Thank you.
Tito.
Thank you.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So now, Tito, now Janet, your sister,
Am I old enough to be your father?
I'll be 52 in 5 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The funny thing about age, a lot of people get weird talking about age and stuff, but I always think age is very relevant to your progression in life. You can't talk about your progression without talking about how old you are.
Absolutely.
Wow, terrific, Tito.
Yeah.
So now, Janet at 50 is pregnant.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
she's pregnant or is she having a baby?
A little bit of both. Yeah.
Tito,
Yes.
is she pregnant or is she having a baby?
She's having both, baby. She's
Okay.
pregnant right now and she's gonna have a baby.
Okay. Now, I heard, this is weird, I heard that you found out about her being pregnant at the same time as the rest of the world?
This is what happened. Janet and I spoke on the phone because I just released my record, Get It Baby, and she had a record out called Damn Baby. So I decided to call to her to say, you know what, the titles are very similar. I said, Janet, I've been hearing that you're pregnant. Is that true? She said, yes, it's true. I said, oh, Janet, that's beautiful. So
Did you feel offended? Like if my sister
No,
was
no,
pregnant and I
no.
found out over Hot Topics, I'd be pissed.
You know, here's the thing. With my family, you find out things that may or may not be true all the time. So you have to basically find
Yeah.
out, ask the source.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of siblings,
Yes,
right?
we have a
That's
lot.
a lot of phone
Oh,
calls.
Yes, we have a lot of children. Yeah.
Who are you closest with of all your siblings?
I wouldn't say anyone particular, but I'm probably closest with my brothers around my age. I would say Jermaine and Jackie. And
I didn't like
Marlon.
Jermaine on that wife swap.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. I had no idea he's such a hoarder.
No, he's not.
He's not
That was
for the TV?
yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Tito.
He's nothing like that.
Thank you.
He's nothing like that. He's
Who
probably
remembers
one
that
of the
show?
most neatest Jacksons there is.
Yeah, no, he was neat there, but he also had a lot of stuff.
He loves clothes.
Yeah.
If you guys remember, I don't know if you saw that, but it was pretty good. It was an episode of Wife Swap with Jermaine and his wife at the time and another couple. And they just show that he had so many clothes and like hundreds of bottles of perfume or cologne rather. It was interesting, but it was a good watch for sure.
And cologne.
Absolutely.
Fragrance.
He loves to look nice.
Yes.
He's not a hoarder.
Yes.
Yes.
So now, Bob.
I just love the way that Tito is able to control the interview, but yet still seem so down to earth and seem like he's so open. He jokes, and Wendy Williams is definitely not someone that people are like, I feel like eager to sit on that couch because you never know what'll come out of her mouth. But in all of his interviews, Tito just always showed like that down to earth, cool, humble vibe. And I just thought it was so cool, especially here, which I think is a little harder to do.
Bobby Brown revealed recently, because Bobby's got a book that's about to come out and he's talking about his revelations in his life. And he revealed that he and Janet dated, but your dad, Joe, did not approve because Bobby's black and told Janet, break up.
That is first time I ever heard that.
All right, to the show, Tito.
Yeah, first time I ever heard that story.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't know Janet's business. If you knew me, you would know I stay away from all the.
I still feel like I don't know you because you have on sunglasses and we're inside. Thank you, Tito. Thank you, Tito. Welcome to the mess. Now, all right, so your family at one point was really close with the Kardashians.
Yes.
And your son, TJ, the responsible one who has custody of Michael's kids.
Yes.
He used to date Kim K and took her to the prom. There's the picture.
Yes.
Oh, Tito, come on now.
No, these are prescribed, so I need to see clearly.
What, do you have something going on? Do you have the glaucoma or something?
No, listen,
okay.
See a little clearer. I can see you better, too,
It's
baby.
okay. Thank you. So when TJ brings Kim home, was she on the track to the woman that she's become now? Or was she just a nice girl in high school?
Kim still is a nice girl. TJ is they were a beautiful couple. They were young, and they were in the puppy love, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And, they're still friends today. And
are they?
my middle son dated her sister, Courtney. So,
oh.
Yeah, and we've been knowing the Kardashians for many years.
Yes.
Many years.
I know, like LaToya told me that your mom watches our show. Mm-hmm. Hi, Mrs. Jackson.
She's watching now. Hi, Mom.
And
Hi, Mother.
thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
It was really nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
I want to ask you though about Tito Time very quickly.
Sure.
Are there any collaborations? How many songs? What's going on, Tito?
I decided to put this record out at this time, and I wanted to give the people some music, so 14 songs on this album. Mm-hmm. And there's collaborations.
There's one with Big Daddy Kane, which is
we have Big
nice.
Get It Baby.
Get It Baby.
Get It Baby is my title with Big Daddy Kane, and I got another song with, if you remember, Betty Wright, and also
of course, Betty Wright.
And Jocelyn Brown.
Of course.
Yes, we do have, and 3T as well. They're singing with me, so we got
your
a
boys.
father and son, and we're going on tour together, me and my sons.
Are you?
Yes, we are.
That's nice. Tito Time, everybody, comes out November 4th. Everybody in the studio audience is going home with a copy of his new single, Get It Baby, with Big Daddy Kane.
That was fun, you guys. I just thought that interview was so, just so cool. It just so Tito, because Wendy Williams can take things to a salacious, trashy corner of interviews, but I just love how Tito approached that. Really good stuff. Next up on the docket is this video. Also, actually, I'm not sure what show this is,
baby, what's going down?
but
Yeah, mama, what's happening?
check this out.
We're going to make a scene down at the Super Disco. Yeah, now you welcome to come with us, mama.
Me?
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing the twist and the
And
bump.
the bump.
No way. Whenever I see the boys and girls doing those new dances, my back automatically goes out on me. Huh?
I said when I dig those dudes and chicks doing the hack, I get a crack in my sacroiliac.
Right on.
Besides, I'm still working on the twist.
It's not all that hard, Foxy lady.
That's right.
All you have to do is just use a little body language.
Yes, some language.
English. Sure, it's easy. Come on, we'll have a demonstration. That's right. Let's go.
Okay, I'm going to tell you why I picked this, because we get to see Tito dance, which we never, ever really saw. So I have... So much fun. Again, just loved seeing Tito out of his spot with the guitar. Like, we needed more of that. Comment down below if you guys know another one that is like that. I think it's just so fun to see him be part of like the dancing element of the show, or the performance rather. And this last video that I'm going to be pulling up, you guys, is one of the last performances that Tito was a part of on their most recent tour. This is footage from the shows that they did in Munich, in Germany. While they were there, they went to go see a monument in honor, like a little place made in honor of Michael and his life. And yeah, here we go. Let's take a look at this video.
Myself, that's Tito. Yes. Y'all enjoy those memories with us?
Yes.
We started singing country and western music. Our mom, she taught us how to sing. She loved country and western music, so we used to harmonize with her. And then she told my father one day, she said, Joe, your boys can sing. He said, Kate, them boys can't sing. And so we sung for him. And from that day forward, he rehearsed us almost every day to his perfection. But what I can't get over is that my mom and dad they had 10 kids, but my twin passed at an early age. But all the kids sing. All the kids perform. I understand my sister Janet is coming here, so y'all let me check her out. She was at our show in London the day before yesterday, checking the show out. But my father rehearsed us so much, because we used to, after school, we used to go to this rehearsal hall. And we had a tutor, because you had to have a social worker, because we were kids, and they didn't want them to work us too much, so we had 3 hours. And we're waiting to get in the rehearsal hall, and somebody was there over a half an hour, just waiting and waiting. Finally, the door opened up, and Jimi Hendrix walked out. And so he apologized. We took pictures and shared some stories, but that was a great moment for me. I don't know if the Jackson 5 cartoon came to Germany. My sister Janet told me, and I never knew. She told me the other day. She said, well, I used to get up every morning and watch the cartoon every morning. She said, because not too many people can say that they watch their brothers every Saturday morning as a cartoon figure. And she was very proud of that. And I was taken aback by that. But you guys, when we went to Motown, our first 4 records, I Want You Back, The Love You Say, Out There, y'all made #1 all over the world. Do you want us to do this? Yeah! No, you don't. You want us to do this? I was acting to myself. I didn't want you around.
thing I noticed is how happy Carol looks up there. It must have been such a proud performing with his father. And I know it was cared about that, really amazing. All on stage here. There's Tito's gonna leave. All right, guys, that was one of their last performances altogether, including Tito, one of Tito's last performances in Munich, Germany. And I had never seen that. I just wanted to watch it with you guys. Again, there would be no Jackson 5 without Tito being the catalyst, being the one who dared to play on their father's guitar while he was at work and broke the string and set off that chain reaction. And yeah, he will certainly be missed. He left definitely an impact on my life. I always looked up to the Jacksons, and I saw that Questlove posted a post in honor of Tito Jackson when he passed, and he said that all the heroes, all of the Jackson 5 were heroes to him. All the Jacksons were heroes to him, and I've always felt the same. Yeah, it's definitely hard. I did not imagine that my first video back would be in memoriam, in memory, in tribute to Tito. I definitely had been so much looking forward to seeing him in concert again, and I always had dreams of interviewing the Jacksons one day. That was on my bucket list, and I'm just sending out strength and love and support to the entire Jackson family and all the friends and family and fans around the world that love Tito. We will remember him forever. And yeah, I thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll be back soon with more Jacksons, Jackson 5, Michael Jackson content. See you guys later.